Hello friends, welcome back to my December Daily 2025. This is day or story 15. So I am working on the back of this pocket from All About a Christmas Story. Love that. So I'm just going to work on the back here. Let me show you what I'm kind of thinking for today. So I have this photo of gifts. So this year I kind of set up like a wrapping station upstairs in our bonus room where I kept all the wrapping paper and all the ribbons, trim, tags, everything. And that way, anytime anyone needed to go wrap something, everything was right there. And, I didn't have people asking me, where's this? Where's the tape? Where's the wrapping paper? It's all in one spot and it was great. So I think I'm going to do that every year. But anyway, this is just some gifts that I had set up on the table and took a photo. So this is going to cover the back of this. I'm going to take this stuff out just to get it out of the way. So it'll lay nice and flat, or somewhat flat. So that's going to go on the back. And then I had a couple ideas. So I was kind of thinking I could maybe use this tag. The only thing, or this, I should say library pocket. The only thing I don't like is it covers up too much of the photo, I feel. So then I kind of pivoted and I'm thinking this is like, I know it's hard to see on here, but it's the 2x2 square pocket page. And there was a page that Allie Edwards did several years back where she had a photo and used one of these to hold her journaling right on top of the photo. So I'm thinking that's what I might want to do. Because like a journal card is just, it's too big and I don't have a ton of journaling anyway for this. I thought about using one of these little scallop, which I haven't used these yet and I love them. So I need to figure out a way to use these in here. So I thought, I could use that on there. I also printed up some journaling. I used, again, one of those little tags from Prep Day, shrunk it down, added my journaling inside, and I thought I could use that. I also pulled this cute little Mary tag. I can't remember if it was in one of the add-ons. It was either in the add-ons with all the, like these vellum tags, or it was in the Star Mini Kit. I can't remember. It might have been I think it was in that first one. So I thought this is a little bit smaller than 2x2. So I thought I could do that. I could use that on there. And I just got my order of sticker paper. So I could use sticker paper to kind of print on there. This is why I printed my journaling twice. And then the other idea I had was to use this stamp set. I haven't used this yet, I don't think. I might have used one of them, or I was playing with it. I can't remember. There's one in here that says wrapping presents. So I thought I could emboss the outline just on a piece of cardstock and then stamp wrapping presents and put that on the outside. Haven't figured out what I'm going to do as far as a number yet. Might just use a small sticker. I'm not sure yet. So that's kind of my idea. I'll probably cut this out first, see how that looks in there. I might print this journaling on sticker paper and kind of see how it looks on there. So that's my plan for this page. I'm also kind of looking ahead because I'm on day 15. So I've got over half the album done. And I'm kind of looking ahead. Oh, I almost forgot. I also pulled these out. These little presents, these plastic presents. Because I was thinking, might be too much. I might have to just decide which one I want to use. But I was thinking one of these would look cute on the outside of the pocket, potentially. But then if I do that, I don't know that I want to also do this stamping. So I probably will stamp this anyway, just because I want to see what it looks like. and then decide what I want to do with that. So, so moving forward, I kind of need to look at how many stories I have left, and then what I still have in my foundation pages that I definitely want to use. And this is something, I didn't have it in my foundation pages, but I kind of pulled it together. I love this snow globe paper, and I pulled out two numbers because I was thinking I could, do like 2025 or something like that. I was thinking of using this in the beginning of the book, but I could also use this as one of my days, right? And I kind of I think this was a 3-inch circle punch. I was kind of playing around with it. Let's see. Nope, 2.5. I got something sticky in the back. Oh, 2.5-inch circle punch. So these kind of will fit, right in here. And then I was thinking I had putting a transparency with like a, on a brad or something so it can swivel up. I'm not sure where I will put that in my album, if it's going to be at the front, if it's going to be a specific day, but I do definitely want to do that. I also have this page, which will probably be my day 16. Just kind of a, around the house kind of photo, potentially. I've got this on the back. It's not attached, but this is the one where I wanted to stamp the Fa La La and gold emboss. This one. So I want to do that. I still have this little pocket page with more of these little tags. I'm not sure if I'm going to use another pocket page this year, so this one might be one that gets kept till next year, or I use it when I'm catching up on some of my older albums. Still have this from last year. This one I do have set up for day 17. It was a bah humbug kind of day, so I've got that. I have this one from day 19. My dogs are about to bark. I'm not sure when I'm going to use this, but definitely want to use this or do something about one of the new trees that we got this year. So I may use this, I may do it here, I may do a totally different layout, but either way, I definitely want to do one about the tree. Also have this, which I think I'm going to do different little bits and pieces of things that I've collected over the month. So this one would be towards the end of the album, and I will explain more of what I'm thinking on this one when I get to it. So this one, maybe like day 23-ish, not sure. Definitely want to use that one. And then I have these two pages for, I'm thinking like day 24 and 25. Not sure, because I also had another idea for Christmas Eve and Christmas, so not sure which way I need to go, or I want to go for that. So this one's probably going to actually be, what did I say? Day 23, I think. I'm just going to give myself a note that I'm thinking 23. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. So if this is 19, this is going to be 17. I'll probably do 18 on the back side, 19. So that'll probably be 20. And like I said, this one's going to be 16. Something on the back is going to be 17. And then I've got this guy right here. So, and like I said, I as much as I love this, I don't know that this is going to be used this year, since I just did a pocket, and like I said in yesterday's video, we're getting a little chunky, but it's all right. We still have room. So that's where I'm at so far. So I need to start cutting. Oh, let's set that aside. Need to cut my photo for this and my journaling and figure out how I want to do this little pocket. Okay, so first things first, I need to cut out my photo. The back of this pocket is roughly 7 by 8 1/4. It's a little off, so I do have to do a little bit of trimming of my photo, but it's basically the size of outside the page protector for a 6 by 8 album. So just going to trim that up a little bit, but I'm not going to attach it to the back until I figure out what I am doing on the front, just in case, I need to staple or use a brad or anything like that. But then I'm going to cut out my little tag that I printed out with my journaling. You'll see me in a minute. I'll need to trim that up as well. And then I'm going to cut out one of those 2 by 2 squares from a page protector. And just make sure when you're cutting one of those that you cut on the outside of the stitching, because you don't want to lose the pocket aspect of your pocket page, right? So I do end up doing a little bit of trimming on that tag. I think it printed a little bit big. I adjusted the size in Photoshop Elements, so needed to just adjust that a little bit. And then I'm going to pull out that cute stamp set that I don't believe I've used in this album yet. And then I'm going to stamp a few of those frames with Versamark and then use my gold embossing powder on there. I just stamped a few of them, so I have a few extras. Maybe I'll want to use it again. You never know. Going to use my paintbrush to get some of that extra embossing powder off of there, and then use my embossing gun to melt that embossing powder. It's just so cool. It's like fun to do every time, I swear. So I'm just going to cut these apart, and then I'm going to cut these out. The die that came with or didn't come with the kit, it was an add-on. It doesn't have this tiny one. So this one you need to cut out by hand, which, not a big deal, but I'm going to cut that out with my tiny scissors, and then I'm going to use StazOn to stamp wrapping presents. And of course, I'm going to do a couple test runs before I actually do it. It's so tiny to stamp, but it looks so cute. I love it. So I am loving these frames. These will definitely be used in future December daily albums of mine for sure. So when I set that on the front of there, I didn't like how the frame looked on top of my journaling. It just looked like a bunch of, word jumbles together. So I was kind of going through my numbers, trying to figure out what I wanted to put on there. I thought maybe I could put the Mary tag in front, but then that doesn't really, then I can't use that little frame. So I started going through my extra papers and decided on grabbing a piece of this cute polka dotted vellum that I could put in the front of my journaling. And that way it kind of softens all of the print. So then I could put that cute little embossed frame on top of there. So I'm just going to cut that out to the same size as my tag. And then I'm just going to punch a hole and attach those with twine. And I think it ends up looking super cute. So I'm really loving how this is looking. It's funny. Yesterday's page, or day 14's page, had a ton of journaling. And then today's, not much. It's basically a large photo and a little bit of journaling, and that's all I needed. So, going to use some score tape to attach my photo to the back of day 14. And then when I get to the side that has the holes, I'm actually going to put it on the back of that pocket page, because I don't want to put that score tape across the holes, because then when you're punching the holes, you're punching through adhesive and then it'll get stuck in your hole punch, and nobody wants that. So once I attach that on, then I'm going to end up putting my my little pocket on there. And I did add a little bit of extra adhesive in the center. It's just something I do. I just always do. Looking so cute. I love that. That picture just makes me happy. It's just, cheer, holiday cheer in a photo. But I do have a lot of joy in and making presents cute. It's just kind of like, I just love to do that. And there's my little owl vacuum. So anyway, I'm going to use some red line tape to attach that little 2x2 pocket square on the front of my photo, just to make sure that it's not going to go anywhere. And then, like I said, I'm going to add some twine onto my cute little tag. Looking so cute. I love that. And then I'm going to grab that little frame. I'm going to add just a dimensional adhesive on there to make it pop up just a little bit, some gold numbers, and I am good to go. Somewhat simple page. Just, you know, this one's photo heavy with just a little bit of journaling. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to leave a comment below if you have any questions, and I will see you next time for day 16.